Ravings from the grave and salutations, everyone. Dr. Redfield here, and I'm going to tell you the top 10 non-traditional Christmas movies that'll rot your brains. So, the families are getting together, and Yuletide joy is in the air, but you don't want to sit around and watch the same old It's a Wonderful Life Christmas movies. Then check this out as I break down my favorite comedy, action, horror Christmas movies to get you through these awkward family moments. Let's not waste any more time and get right into it.
Number 10, Anna and the Apocalypse, 2017, John McPhail.
So I'm starting the list right here as this will be the only full-fledged zombie movie on the list, but it 100% deserves to be here. The plot is simple. Anna and her high school friends must stagger through the difficulties of teenage life and the holidays while the zombie apocalypse is staggering on around them. And they do this all while singing and dancing. Yes, you heard me. This is a musical. A zombie musical. I know this might not be for everyone, but there is story, there's gallons of blood, and there's some very creative holiday zombie kills. It may be a little cheesy and cliche, but so are musicals, and that's why I love them. So, fa la 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 la, I'll eat your brains.
Number 9, The Ref, 1994, Ted DeMee.
This 1990s comedy classic is about a very dysfunctional family during the holidays and their experience being held hostage by a cat burglar played by Dennis Leary. He is at the height of his comedic chops here. His lines, his timing, his reactions is what drives this entire movie. Yes, this movie does have Kevin Spacey in it, but this was before he was creepy. Well, I think he was probably creepy back then. We just didn't know it. But that was the 90s for you. So if you like violence, blackmail, divorce, swearing, family traditions, Hollywood perverts, and Dennis Leary motherfucking Christmas magic, then definitely check out this film. You may need to seek counseling afterwards.
Number 8, Scrooged, 1988, Richard Donner.
Now I know this movie's base story is a traditional classic tale. A Christmas Carol. But there's nothing traditional about this story. The one and only Bill Murray provides a solid performance as this reimagining's Ebenezer Scrooge. He is a miserable and greedy TV exec who uses terror to gain viewers, but after being visited by 3 ghosts and a zombie, he learns how to be a better human being. The special effects here are absolutely fantastic and at times terrifying. I love that the corpse of the dead boss has no eyes, as they would have sunken in and turned to goo at this point. You know, most undead films don't properly represent this disturbing scientific fact. This movie is hilarious, dark, creepy, and at times it's even sad. Plus, it has Carol Kane and Bobcat Goldthwait. Need I say more? Watch this movie and maybe you'll save your eternal soul.
Number 7, Black Christmas, 1974, Bob Clark.
Considered one of the first true seasonal slasher films, followed very shortly by John Carpenter's Halloween, this story involves college co-eds, sex, and lots of murder. You know, the way Santa would have liked it. This movie was a huge hit and starting point for several scream queens, such as Olivia Hussey and Margot Kidder. Thank you very much, ladies. And let's not forget John Saxon's in this movie as well, the only man to fight Bruce Lee and Freddy Krueger. It was also reported that this movie was Elvis Presley's favorite holiday movie, and he apparently watched it every year until his untimely demise on the Turdlet. Yes, this movie may have gratuitous violence, but there is women's rights and holiday cheer. So check out this holiday classic and do not answer the phone.
Number 6, Silent Night, Deadly Night, 1984, Charles E. Sellier Jr.
As a child, the cover art for the VHS display box for this movie terrified me. There was just something about the chimney, the lighting, the size of that axe that just made me want to avoid even touching it. Because I thought, like, you know, the real Santa would know and then he wouldn't bring me any presents. You know, silly kids. The plot is simple and ridiculous, but it needs to be. Little Billy sees his parents murdered by a guy in a Santa suit, so naturally, when Billy is an adult and sees other people having sex, he must don the suit himself and slay away, slay away, slay away! Oh! Makes sense to me, I can totally relate. So the film opened in theaters the same weekend as The Nightmare on Elm Street, and it even outgrossed it, but it was quickly removed from the theaters due to so many angry people picketing this film. I mean, moms hated it, critics shamed the people who made it for even making it, but you should watch the movie. I promise you, you will not get that time in your life back.
Number 5. A Christmas Horror Story, 2015. Grant Harvey, Stephen Hoban, and Brett Sullivan.
This is the only anthology movie to make it on the list, but it's got so much to offer, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. This is a horror Christmas movie with a Shatner twist. Yes, William Shatner. 4 different stories are all interwoven and told by a very festive radio host. The special effects here are so much fun, and the holiday carnage is on full display, while you watch stories ranging from tree-cutting possessions and Krampuses to Santa Claus and his zombie elves. It's a magical merriment of mayhem, and everything wraps up nice and tidy with a little bloody bow on top by the end. In my opinion, this is definitely the underdog of the horror Christmas movie genre.
Number 4. Rare Exports, 2010. Jomari Helander.
This unique snowflake of a film takes place during an excavation on some ancient mountain in Finland where Santa Claus is discovered and unleashed. And unleashed is the perfect word. Kids go missing, there's hunting, corporate greed, and some truly crazed elves that will stop at nothing to get their master back. This is not the Santa from A Miracle on 34th Street, unless that street is located in hell. What this film lacks in gore, it makes up for with atmosphere, storytelling, and tasteful male elf nudity. I wasn't expecting that, nor was I expecting the ending of this movie. They were definitely thinking outside of the Christmas box here.
Number 3. Krampus, 2015. Michael Dougherty.
This came after the success of the director's first film, Trick or Treat, an amazing anthology movie that reimagined how Halloween movies should be done. He decided to try the same thing with a Christmas movie by making The Krampus. The story follows a very dysfunctional family on Christmas Eve as they attempt to survive being attacked, kidnapped, eaten, or worse, by an ancient demonic holiday force of German days of yore. Prepare yourself as all your favorite holiday characters are twisted up, mangled up, and wrapped in a box. A disturbing little box just for all of us. Or should I say, snow globe? Yeah, if you've seen the movie, you get it. Snow globe, yeah.
Number 2. Gremlins, 1984. Joe Dante.
A traveling salesman wants to give his son he never sees a unique gift despite the warnings. This is the ultimate lessons learned the hard way Christmas story. There are rules and they must be followed, or you'll destroy your entire town. Plus, this is a biology lesson and analysis for asexual creatures. As you see, there's just too many side effects and they are too extreme. Adverse reactions to sunlight and water, all while having super strict diet limitations. Science, folks, science. The director was forced to use $30,000 animatronics in this movie because monkeys freaked out while they were trying to wear these gremlin masks that they made for them. That's good, because how else would they get a monkey to flash someone while wearing a little trench coat? Only a puppet pervert could do that. Filmed on the same studio backlot as Back to the Future, but without all the weird sex with your mom subplot. This movie delivers all the puppet style violence and old lady deaths to put one in the holiday spirits.
Honorable mention. Polar Express, 2004. Robert Zemeckis.
I know this movie didn't make it on the list, and I don't care what anybody says. This movie is a horror film for me. If you know anything about the Uncanny Valley, then you will agree those kids are fucking Creep City. They want to be real, but they're not. Every character in there looks like an abomination, and you shouldn't trust them. Burn them and swiftly send their ashes to Poseidon.
Number 1. Die Hard, 1988. John McTiernan.
So if you didn't see this movie coming as my number 1 pick for this list, then you clearly have not seen this very important film documenting the historic events that took place on Nakatomi Tower all those years ago on that now infamous Christmas Eve. But for real, the world might not have truly appreciated who Bruce Willis or Alan Rickman were if it were not for their performances in this movie. Before this, Bruce Willis was only known for comedy roles, and Alan Rickman had only done stage work, but they both shined in their elements here. So many quotable lines and such 80s greatness. This has a solid story, bank robbing, terrorists, marriage issues, and so much blood-soaked, foul-mouthed action to make you say, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers, it's Christmas!" And that's it for my list of the top 10 non-traditional holiday Christmas movies that'll fry your brains. If I missed your favorite non-traditional Christmas movie, tell me in the comments below, and it might make it on next year's list. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next episode where I'll do another top 10 breakdown. Until then, this has been Dr. Redfield for Things to Rot Your Brains. God, I fucking hate Christmas. Oh, yeah.